Yes, this someone she love you, she love another man, oh yeah. Oh, breaks a man go do. She said, baby, I can't explain. I love you, on him. We just friends, we just talking, nothing less, nothing more. We are no one, no explanation. From you, we are no one, no explanation. You should know that I don't care no more. You should know that I don't care no Love is for some cause me I don't trust nobody. She said she love me, but she love everybody. It's someone she love me, she love another man, oh yeah. I won't let my emotion wait. 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 You should know that I don't care no more. You should know that I don't care no more.
Good. Yes, good morning. How are you? How's your Wednesday going? I hope you're doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic as well. How was your Tuesday? You should write a comment for me to read how your Tuesday was. And I missed you guys. Yeah, but I'm here today. I have a great show lined up for you. And before we start our show today, we should get to read some motivational quotes or the positive vibes to keep us moving and to keep us motivated every day. And today I have three. Is it three? I have four motivational quotes for you, and I'll just read them for you and try to explain what they simply mean. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. This simply means that if you believe you can do something, and you believe that you're halfway there, you'll definitely be able to do whatever you want. There's a second one that says life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving, and that's so true, because when you're riding a bicycle, you must keep moving for the bicycle to keep going. Yeah, so life is like a bicycle, and life is like riding a bicycle, and to keep your balance, or to keep your bicycle moving, it's you must have the balance, or to keep your balance, you must keep moving. Hey Samuel, I can see you saying that's true. Yeah, it is really true. And I have the third one that says you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. And that's so true, because you might say that I'm aging, I can't do this, but you are never too old to set another goal, because you never achieved the one you had set earlier. You're never too old to set a new or another goal, to dream a new dream, or to dream a new dream. And the last one says that some people look for a beautiful place, others make a place beautiful. And yeah, you we are very different. You find some people going, okay, looking for greener pastures somewhere else, but you're trying, okay, like let me give you an example with the people that go to Saudi Arabia to maybe to look for money where they can make money at their own place. So we have this saying that some people look for a beautiful place, others make a place beautiful. You can make wherever you are beautiful by just doing the simple things you can, rather than going to look for a beautiful place. And yeah, that was me motivating you, kidogo nikuwe counselor, kidogo nikuwe motivational speaker. But anyway, those are some positive vibes for today. And before we start our show, and on Monday, I guess I had hinted on what we will be talking about. But before we start, we shall take a short musical break. Then after that, we will get into details for our show today. And we have Black Frozen by with Emotions. Yeah, let's get to listen to this young upcoming artist.
Always again for the bottom. Now we head into the top. Oh, drop blood. Hey, hey, hey. Yo. Let's go. One in the streets, one for the hood. I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My babe so angry at me. She got emotions. Dropping the hundreds for free. I got emotions. One in the streets, one for the hood. I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My babe so angry at me. She got emotions. Dropping the hundreds for free. We got emotions. Sipping got depth of emotions. Smoking the cookie like talking. Get up for one, it's like Cobra. Nigga, you tortured. Papa, what to put the flash? Super boss, another mask. Tryna go finish my task. Tryna fuck with the new snap. Getting my money inside. Releasing my checks with cash. Dropping the ice bag. Look at my first and you last. Why you so selfish like that? Look at me after that. Picture the people so bad. One in the streets, one for the hood. I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My babe so angry at me. She got emotions. Chopping the hundreds for free. We got emotions. One in the streets, one for the hood. I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My babe so angry at me. She got emotions. Chopping the hundreds for free. We got emotions. Chop with the bag. Limited bender or mass. Go many colors inside. The devil chop a last. I speak that he never go catch. I believe I go fix the test. Miss September keep bigger with test. Save the work with the blast. Every girl wants to be mad. My dog is stuck in the man. Your rubber should finish the first. Dog with mouth to space in the jokes. We'll finish the rest the first. One is the beat is so first. We're gonna take no joke. Turn it to Bible more. One in the streets, but for the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My babe so angry at me. She got emotions. Dropping the hundreds for free. We got emotions. One in the streets, but for the hood, I got emotions. Nigga, you tryna do suicide. You got emotions. My babe so angry at me. She got emotions. Dropping the hundreds for free. We got emotions. Straight from the bottom to the top. Shout out to my nigga Glizzy. F-Dope. Drop for the back. We call me trappers. Yo. Always a gun for the bottom.
Yes, welcome guys. Welcome back guys. That was Black Frozen with Emotions, and he's really doing well in the music industry. We had done an interview. We had interviewed him here in Black Hot Fire. You should go and check that on our YouTube channel. Yeah, it is there. It is somewhere there. You'll find it, and you can also find the Black Frozen at on YouTube. He has so many jumps, so you should go and check up on his channel. And I can say Leon Bonde, bro, how are you? He's saying hi, Katie. I'm fine. How are you? And I hope you're doing well. And today being on a Wednesday, it is the middle of the work week, so Friday is just around the corner. How are you feeling about that? Because me, I'm very excited. Yeah, at least I'll have time to go and Netflix a little bit. And so today I said we shall be dealing with the Hausa and the Fulani, because earlier on Monday's show we were digging about the Ga people of Jamestown, and we found that they are somehow related to this Hausa and Fulani people. So that's why I decided on today's show we'll deal with the Hausa and the Fulani and get to know more about them, where they originated from, their occupation, yeah, everything to do with the Hausa and the Fulani, and where they are situated at. Hey kid.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Kate.
Good
My voice is
afternoon
gone.
to you.
It ain't afternoon for me though, but thank you.
It's still morning.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it
Uh,
is. Oh, my voice is gone.
okay. It's afternoon here. It's 4 minutes to 1 p.m. here in
Okay.
Nairobi. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. So today I'm talking about the Hausa and the Fulani.
All right. I'm listening, Katie. I'm not saying.
Okay, fine. And in case you're wondering, is the Fulani and the Hausa the same? The Hausa and Fulani are two ethnic groups which were formerly distinct but are now intermixed to the extent of being regarded as one inseparable ethnic nation. Yes, this is to those who are wondering, is the Hausa and the Fulani the same? Yeah, we've seen that they were once different. They were once two different ethnic groups, but formally they are they now intermixed to the extent of being regarded as one inseparable ethnic nation. In education, dress, taste, and outlook, the Hausa and the Fulani conquerors became part of the Islamic culture world, and this influence remains still today. So you'll find that the you'll okay. I was trying to explain how the Fulani and the Hausa got to came along and became one tribe or became one ethnic nation. And the some while some of Fulani and while some Fulani claim Semitic origins, Hausas are indigenous to West Africa. At the beginning of the 19th century, Sheikh Usman da Fodio led a successful jihad against the Hausa kingdoms, founding a centralized Fulani empire that was anglicized as the Sokoto Caliphate. And the Hausa Fulani are an ethnic designation that includes the Hausa and the Fulani, ethnic groups that are spread throughout West Africa, with the smaller populations in other African regions, as such, depending on the context of Hausa Fulani is an ethnic, a religious, and a cultural or a linguistic marker. So the Hausa are mostly Islams. You'll find most of them. Okay, they are found on the western sides of Africa, the northwestern sides, the northwestern and the south, uh, adjacent to southern Niger, and the religion, the Orthodox Sunni Islam of the Malik Madhab is the predominant and historical established religion of the Hausa people. By the 14th century, Hausa traders were already spreading Islam across large swathes of West Africa, such as Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire. So you'll also find these people in Ghana and the Cote d'Ivoire. I guess I don't know the how to read that word, but I guess it's Cote d'Ivoire. How is it read, Keith?
Ivory Coast.
Oh, Ivory Coast. And the Hausa is a big ethnic group that has about 24 million people in Nigeria. And we know that Nigeria has the highest population, almost, is it the highest or almost the highest in Africa? So these people are occupying a big part in Nigeria. And its traditions and culture are homogeneous.
Nigeria,
Yeah, they are in
Cameroon, Niger,
Cameroon,
Togo,
Cote, Ivory Coast.
Benin, Ivory Coast, which is Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, uh, 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 Burkina Faso.
Mhm.
I think part of Sudan too, and Chad, if I'm not mistaken. I think Chad. I know Senegal. I know. I want to say Sudan as well. Sudan or South Sudan. Or,
I don't think they are found in Sudan.
they found everywhere. I think they. I think they all found it.
they
I think
they
they
can
all
be
found it too.
everywhere, but nowadays you'll find every country we have so many people. So I was telling Joby about there was a day I was walking in Nairobi and I met
Okay.
like five Afghanis, the Afghanistans, and they were
Oh,
women.
oh, the Afghanis are already. The Afghanis are in Kenya.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, they are
Oh.
in Kenya.
Oh.
They are already in Kenya, so they these people are found everywhere. You'll find we are mixed with so many people, and
Well, the Afghanis, the Afghanis were brought. They weren't really. They're not African people, so they were. So I can understand that some mixed with some other people. Those other people are African. So um, what's a better understanding? If I send you a video, it will explain what you were saying yesterday. What you were saying yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, but a while back about the Neolithics and what you call them, the post Hammonites,
Bushites,
all that
or the
nonsense,
Hamites.
all that nonsense, all them lies of white people. I
I'd
found the
love to
video
watch
that
that video.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send the Spikes how you play it now, and it'll show you. He's saying exactly what I've always said, especially about Burundi and Rwanda. They should never existed as countries. All these countries that these white people created, Kenya, Ghana, a lot of these countries should not even exist as countries. Created by white people. They back a lot of lies. But I'm gonna send this video to Spikes and have Spikes have you play it. Give me a second, okay? Let me give me a
Okay,
second. Let me
okay.
see this video. Where is my library at? Library. Let's see here. I guess I'm getting this other one. No, it wouldn't be on that. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay, as we wait for Kid to send the video for us, let's
Yeah.
continue with our topic for today. And I was saying that this big ethnic group has about 24 million people in Nigeria, and its tradition and culture are homogenized. In other words, all the Hausa people share similar beliefs and customs. Their main religion is Islam, although they are believers of other religion among Hausas in Nigeria. They are also considered to be minorities. So the majority of the people of the Hausas and the Fulani are Islams. You'll find a few okay,
Okay,
Christian.
I shared it.
Okay.
I shared it, Katie. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just tell Spikes to check his messenger. Also, let's ask a
Yeah.
question. Islam is not an old religion, so what were they before Islam? Nah. See, all these new religions. Islam is not even an ancient religion. So what were the Hausa Fulani before Islam? What were these African communities before that? How about that? How about that, Katie? How about that? So what were the Fulani Hausa before this new religion called Islam? Because the Hausa Fulani are older than Islam, so we know that can't be a true religion. They're older than that. That religion is new. So what were these people and their traditions before Islam?
Islam. Okay, I'm trying to search that, and Hausa, and they are saying Hausa animism. Magu. Okay, I don't even understand the word. Maguzanki or Bori is a pre-Islamic traditional religion of the Hausa people of West Africa that involves magic and spirit possession. Keith. Hello, Keith.
I'm listening to you. Katie. What you say
Yeah.
now?
They said that Hausa animism, or they are calling it the Maguzanki or Bori, is a pre-Islamic traditional religion of the Hausa people of West Africa that involves magic and spirit possession. That's all they have said. Hi, Joy. How are you? Kid, that was what they told me. They have no other answer.
Well, no, I just wanted to ask, yeah, because of course not. You know, and it don't come from West Africa. All of us come out of the Congo basin. But ask Spikes to grab that video I sent them and have you play it. Have you share it with us.
Okay. And before Spikes
he said exactly what I said. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. And before Spike starts or helps me play the video, let's continue with the conversation. And I was telling you that the Hausa
Okay.
is occupies a larger area in Nigeria, and we also have the Hausa land took shape as a political and cultural region during the first millennium CE as a result of westward expansion of Hausa peoples. They arrived to Hausa land when the terrain was converting from woodlands to savanna. They started cultivating grains, which led to a denser peasant population. So we've seen these people were farmers earlier, but for now we have to see what they do, because I don't believe that their occupation is farming till to date. Hey Becky.
Well, let's ask the question. Let's ask the question. Let's ask, were the Fulani houses part of the Moorish Empire? Let's ask Google that.
Okay,
Were the Fulani houses?
let me first
Subscribe to Global Prime.
Oh,
let me
okay,
first play the
okay.
One of the
Okay.
darkest moments in modern history of melanin-dominant people, specifically in Africa, is the 1994 genocide in Rwanda. The darker aspects of Rwanda's history. We know that not only the Tutsis perished, but also Hutus too. The whole world was quiet and watched the genocide. United States, the powers that be, never wondered, never stopped it. Guess who was the United Nations General Secretary that time? Our own brother, Kofi Annan. And he didn't do
Actually started
anything. What about the African government? What about the African Union? Nothing was done by these people. We want to look at this aspect of this genocide under a number of topics. Like, how did Rwanda and Burundi become nations? Who created these tiny nations and for what purpose? Origins of the conflict between Tutsis and Hutus as a lesson for all melanin-dominant people all over the earth. And lastly, we will look at who are the Tutsis as we continue to explore this interesting lesson. How did Rwanda and Burundi become nations? Who created them? To exist as countries, Rwanda and Burundi are actually legal via the Berlin Conference Act, which is still in effect today. You can see that they do not exist here on this map. Neither can you find them on this map. They were created by Europe. So too, every African country that you can think of. So your sovereignty and your nationalism is of European origins. We know definitely when you look at this map that they are very, very tiny. It is very clear that the first nation to colonize Rwanda was Germany, which get control of the African nation after the Berlin Conference in 1884. After 1884, Rwanda was taken over by Belgium, and these were countries or are countries that caused a lot of genocide and the division and confusion in Africa. The Belgian bureaucracy classified the whole people into three groups, Hutu, Tutsi, and the Twa. It is very clear, therefore, that because of what happened in Germany, the genocide that happened in Germany, we should not be worried and confused why there was such genocide in Rwanda. What are the origins of the conflict between the Hutus and the Tutsis? We want to list them so that we can think about them and expand them out of our consciousness as melanin-dominant humans. Number one, European imperialism created divisions so that these divisions continue to haunt us today. We must remove such divisions, specifically the borders all over Africa and all over the earth. And so-called divisions, continental divisions, must be expunged from our consciousness. These divisions were later used to escalate the hatred between the Tutsis and the Hutus. The European nations did this out of a racist belief, which they planted in the Tutsis that they were superior to the others. The ruling Belgium favored the minority Tutsis over the Hutus, and that deliberate goal was they knew that they would exploit this division to divide, to rule, and to continue to rule. The number two cause is African leadership failure from ancient times up to today. From times of antiquity up to today, it leaves a lot to be desired. The number three aspect is tribalism and general ignorance among us melanin dominant human beings of brotherly love and brotherly cooperation. You can see here that they tell us that there are differences between Hutus and Tutsis. The difference only exists in your mind. The Rwandese, both ethnic groups speak the same language,
Exactly.
the same places, and they are not always
Bantu people.
Yeah. Keith, are you saying something?
Now go and play it, Katie. I'm in a bad area. My voice is probably breaking up.
Okay.
Probably breaking up.
Sorry.
Recognizable by distinctive characteristics, but you have been programmed to say these people are different. Our leadership failure comes with a cost of coups. In 1973, a military coup installed Major General Juvenal Habyarimana, a moderate Hutu, into power. And following independence in 1962, Rwanda, Urundi was split into two. This was done in order to facilitate the divisions and to extend these divisions. Although the Tutsis lost multi-party elections in 1993, two assassinations and a military coup allowed the Tutsis to retain power. When Yoweri Museveni, a rebel leader of Tutsi descent, seized power in Uganda in 1986, largely through Rwandese Tutsi help, he later gave impetus to the Rwandese Patriotic Front to invade Rwanda and stop the genocide in July of 1994. Today, the Liberation Day of Rwanda is celebrated on July 4th every year, the same date with the American Day of Independence, an unusual date. The story here is murkier than the surface. Let's not take everything on the surface. There are codes here. Who are the Tutsis? Who are the Hutus? Who are the Twa? The definitions of Hutu and Tutsi people have changed across time.
And Neolithics and all this other nonsense.
A 1987 study, Genetics and History of Sub-Saharan Africa, published in a yearbook of physical anthropology, found that the Tutsi and the Hima, despite being surrounded by Bantu populations, are closer genetically to Kushites and Ethio-Semites. Now, scholars are introducing other terms. Let's be very careful what scholars are trying to achieve here. Remember, the Belgian colonialists believed the Tutsis were...
I hope, guys, you're following up to know the stories that we have, or the myths that we have behind all these ethnic groups, or these different ethnic groups. That's what we are trying to learn here with this video that Kid is sharing to us.
Were a natural superior nobility descended from the Israelite tribe of Ham. The Rwandese royalty was Tutsi. Belgians distinguished between Hutus and Tutsis by nose size, height, and eye type. Another indicator to distinguish Hutu farmers from Tutsi pastoralists was the number of cattle one owned. What a pathetic way of distinguishing people. Speke, one writer, hypothesized that the Tutsis were black Jews. This became widely held, and by the time the Belgians came to rule Rwanda, it gave them a platform to divide again psychologically by saying someone was Israelite, which means special or chosen, and another one was a Hamite, meaning Hamitic case. This Hamitic myth would be central to the Hutu extremist efforts to mobilize ordinary citizens to commit mass murder of the Tutsi invaders. This was actually championed by the Christian organizations in Rwanda, who broadcast subtle messages to that effect. But we all know, and we must all be aware, that pre-colonial history of all these three groups predates Israelites by hundreds of thousands of years.
Exactly. It all predates these religions. Exactly. All these Africans, we predate Christianity. We predate Islam. We predate Hebrewism. We predate this nonsense. We're before these goofy religions. So the religions can't be true because we are older than the religion. So go ahead, let it play, Kate.
Yeah, okay.
Webs. They originated in Africa and moved northwards and also became part of a great empire up north. Hamitic Empire.
Exactly. Kemet is what they call Egypt today. Kemet. They moved north to Kemet. And so Africans were up in Kemet, where what you call Egypt today, Libya, Morocco, Algeria. These are all African lands. As we start getting conquered by Europeans, we move south, west, and eastward. We're going to let them play it. That's what we're going to start teaching. Africa needs to start knowing African history again.
Yeah.
So go ahead. And don't let no one name you Hamites, Neolithics, and all this other dumb shit. These are lies by Europeans. Go ahead, Katie.
Rwanda as a word refers to a central place with a surrounding area. Rwanda in the Karanga means to be many, to be more, and to spread all over and to move all over. That's where the English word Rwanda comes from. In fact, exactly. Burundi, Buga, and other small areas in northern Congo also have Hutu and Tutsi people. Linguistic, same people. If we look far enough, we find the word Hutu to originally mean a servant or a worker or a farmer. You cannot tell me that these are countries that have a history that goes back to predate all of this. It's a lie. The term Tutsi also has changed across time. From beginning, it meant mostly cattle breeders or warriors or herders, just like the Maasai. There was a small group of people who called themselves Tutsis as a genuine ethnic term. These were likely the last people to move back from the Ethiopian area in the Sudan or Sudan today, in the north.
Exactly. That makes you understand that. Pause that to make sure that he's getting it right. Make sure you understand that. What you call Ethiopia today was not Ethiopia. That's Abyssinia. They changed their name. That was Abyssinia. They changed their name, I think, on purpose to get the history of ancient Ethiopia, which would be Sudan today, or northern Sudan, what we call Nubia or Kush. You call Kushites. No fucking such thing as a Kushaliti and all other nonsense the white people have created. But that ancient Ethiopia was what you would call today Sudan. That is Ethiopia, not what you. So it is a mixing up. I think white people done that. To have you think that modern day Ethiopia is ancient Ethiopia. It is not. That is Abyssinia. It only changed its name back in 1948, whatever they changed the name of Abyssinia, Ethiopia. And so when people be reading the Bible and they talk about Ethiopia, they think they're talking about that place. It is not. That is not ancient Ethiopia. Ancient Ethiopia is Sudan.
Okay. I hope people you're learning as I am learning too. I hope you're learning something. You're at least now you have an idea of the African or of the African of the origin of this so many ethnic groups.
He tell you a lot of your ethnic groups are made up. You start becoming tribalism or tribes. They're made up. You didn't have, like he's telling you, these countries didn't exist. You didn't have countries yet. There wasn't no Rwanda, no Burundi, and all these fake tribes. So he's taking you back further before you get the religion, the tribes, to say this is what you were. This is where you came from. This is what happened.
Yeah. Let's continue with the video.
First, either in Kinyarwanda or Kirundi or Kiga, this is entirely different where Hutu is concerned, because Hutu can be found also in Angola and the Lower Congo, meaning someone who's poor or a servant. This is very, very important and very, very interesting.
Live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software to make your streams look really professional.
Tutsis are Bantus of Hamitic origins.
Yes.
When the Tutsi, Wolof, Serere, etc. left the Nile Valley, they did not live with these identities, but rather in the same manner that the Ethiopians say that the Egyptians are a colony drawn out of them by Ausarije, and that Hamit was formerly no part of the continent, but a sea at the beginning of the world. Master that which is very, very important. Hamit, when you see Egypt today, was part of the ocean by the Mediterranean anyway, and that it was afterwards made land by the river Nile, the silt that came from the Moon Mountains. Therefore, the Ethiopian emigrants would become in time Egyptians. Can you define it?
Yeah, right. They moved from Sudan up into Kemet. They became the Kemites. That's why the Kemites told you we are birth of Ethiopia, Sudan, Nubia, Kush. Oh, my God.
I'm thinking that's why distinguish. In the 1300s, Tutsis migrated into what is now Rwanda, which was already inhabited by the Twa and the Hutu people. Now, this is more proof that the Angola, the Watutsi breed, was the cattle of the pharaohs. There it is. There is the evidence. The Tutsi people migrated to Rwanda from the Nile Valley basin after the displacement by the Arabs.
By the white Arabs start coming into Kemet.
It's the history.
In northern Africa.
Yeah.
And there were the Nubians, there were the Kushites, and there were Bantus, and they are Bantus up to today. Here is more proof that Tutsis are Bantus of Hamit, who settled in Nubia along the Nile, and then moved down around the 1300s. So this is Pharaoh Ramesses with the gracile facial features of Tutsi. Yeah, you can see that. These pharaohs all wear a crown that clearly resembles the Amasunzu Tutsi hairstyle. Yeah, you see that? Or vice versa. Ramesses III and Tutankhamun's DNA locks them both with the Great Lakes region, which is where we find the Tutsis residing, and the Hutus, the Twa. Many Bantu-speaking groups claim to have come from Kemet here, right? But we actually originated here, moved up there, and then we were defeated in various wars. We moved down here, went to the west.
We started getting defeated by the white Arabs and started moving further south in further Africa, and we started dispersing over in the Ghana, over in the Nigeria, over in the Kenya, down in the South Africa. But later on, you start break off the smaller tribes, Then when white people finally came in, they counted off the countries and made these borders. But there were no borders in Africa. People moved freely back and forth. That's why, yes, do the Tutsis come from Kemet? Yeah. Do the Zulus who down in South Africa came from Kemet? Yes.
Yeah. So the Hutus came from Kemet. That you say Kemet is Ethiopia.
No, Kemet is Egypt. Ethiopia
is Egypt. Ethiopia
is Ethiopia was Sudan, which was known as ancient Nubia or ancient Kush.
Ancient Kush.
Ancient Kush, the Kush Empire. The reason the Kush Empire went from Africa all the way to India, all the way to China. Africans ruled China, Africans ruled India, Africans ruled what you called Iraq and Iran, Syria, Saudi Arabia. That was the Kush Empire, ruled all of that.
Okay. I hope our audience are learning something, because
we know that the Hausa and Fulani come from that too. That's why I was just taking you back further before they become Islamic. was no Islam. So these people, which are called Hausa and Fulani, come out of Kim as well, going further south and then deciding to go southwest into the Sahara and then further westward into Nigeria, Niger, Cameroon, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. And that's
Yeah.
the disbursement of African people. So I want to ask, so when you get done with that, kid, I'm going to ask Google, are the Fulani Hausa part of the Moorish Empire?
Part of the most?
The Moorish, you'll say Moorish. 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 One of the greatest empires that ever existed. That went back and dominated Europe 1,000 years ago. That controlled and ruled over Europe. Things that you were never taught in school, Katie. That you as an African person, you ruled the world. Things that you're never taught. So I want to see if the Hausa Fulani were part of the Moorish Empire.
What?
As Google, were the Moorish Fulani part of the Moorish Moorish Empire?
Ooh, give me a while.
Take your time. Say, were the Hausa Fulani part of the Moorish Empire? Just put that in Google search. Moorish Empire. Let's see what they say. I'm curious.
Okay.
Did it say anything? What does it say, Katie?
I don't see. They are not giving an answer for that question.
It's not saying anything?
Yeah. They are just quiet.
It's not saying it. Nothing popped up. Nothing came up.
Let me try and search it in another way.
Okay, just say Fulani. Say, were the Fulani? Say, were the Fulani part of the Moorish Empire? It's got to tell you something, Katie. It can't just be nothing. Say, were the Fulani part of the Moorish, Moorish Empire? Let's see. Let me ask my Google. Let's see here. Were the Fulani part of the Moorish Empire?
Are they giving you an answer?
It says Fulani Empire, historical empire. Yes, they were part of the Moorish Empire.
Wow, I wonder which Google you're using.
I'm using the same Google you're using.
Why is it not giving me an answer then?
It says Fulani Empire, historic. It says historic empire of Africa. It says Fulani Empire, Muslim theoretical of the Western Sudan, Sudan, that flourished in the 19th century. The Fulani people. I'm going back to the Moorish. I want the Moorish Empire. So okay, Katie. Okay, Katie, do this for me then. Do this. Let's go.
What?
Let's say let's say images of the Moorish Empire. Let's say image. Let's go to Google. Let's Google this images of the Moorish Moor. I don't know if you spelled that right, Katie. Moorish Empire. So images of the Moorish Empire. So we'll connect the dots. Okay, that's how we do research. So we'll look at the Moorish dress and see if it's something similar to the Fulani Hausa. Then we can make an educated guess to know that were they part of the Moorish Empire or not.
Mhm.
So share me images of not the empire, yeah, there you go. Yeah. We know that's the images of the Moorish Empire, but Spain and all that. Yeah, but there we go. Yeah, we want what they look like. Okay, what they dress, the African Moors. So we can tell that looks something like Hausa Fulani attire, does it not?
Uh-huh.
We can see that dress is similar to Hausa Fulani dress code,
Yeah.
can we not?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we can surmise just by observation, Katie, that they were
Yeah.
actually part of the Moorish Empire that ruled Spain and Italy.
They were part of the Moorish Empire.
Yeah, so we can surmise by the dress that they ruled
Yeah.
when they ruled northern Morocco and Spain, because there was no Spain. Spain didn't exist. It was ruled by the African. It was called Al-Andalus. That meant walking in the light of God. Spain was named Al-Andalus, walking in the light of God.
Walking in the light of God.
Yes.
Of God.
Of God. And then the white people finally defeated us. That's what it's called, Al-Andalus. Wasn't called Spain like you called today. It was called Al-Andalus, walking in the light of God. That was the name of the country.
I've never heard of that. Anyway, let's continue.
But now you have, Katie. Now you know.
Now I know. I've learned something new. Let's continue with the video so that we can finish.
All right.
Settled here, moved across the rivers. There's a Casablanca, settled here. The European perspective says we came from here. According to MR Imhotep, if the battles originated here, why is we know that humanity originated in the east or south? Where is the movement across? So he said the European perspective is a lie.
Exactly, it's a lie. That's all they do is lie. It's always a lie. Anything Europeans tell you, know it's a lie, and say, nah, that ain't true. It's always a lie.
It's a lie.
Always.
Civilization ever to be found on the earth. They also created the Afro-Asiatic language group, which is a lie. This was done only to separate Hamid from African people and try to connect it
to Asia.
Also in African anyway.
Which was controlled by which was controlled by Africa anyway back then. All of Asia, all of them, Sudan, all that was controlled by the African. All of it. All of it was African conquered empire.
It should be controlled by Africans.
But it was. We lost wars. We lost wars, Katie. We started losing wars. We started losing, Katie. We started losing wars. As we lost wars, we started becoming conquered. Well, we went further south into Africa, and then we were conquered, then taught lies about ourselves. You didn't know that Africans ruled the world. You didn't know that there was a country called Al-Andalus that Africans ruled. You didn't know that the African taught the European how to read and write, and not the other way around. You didn't know that the African taught the Asians how to read and write, and not the other way around. History's been stolen a lot, and you haven't been taught this in school, which doesn't make any sense. African has been taught his African history in any school in Africa, and that's on purpose.
Yeah, so yeah, we shall. I hope we will be able to enlighten every African in the continent.
Yeah, because that makes you feel less. When you don't know your history, you worship things and worship people, and you think everybody's better or greater than you, and that's not true. Those are lies. You believe that you never were anybody. You believe you never done anything, and that's a lie. The African's done more than anybody on the planet, but he doesn't know that because his history's been stolen, been lied to.
Yeah. So let's continue so that we can finish our video. Time is really running.
If a crook here, right? And the bed here, Umsambi, crested crane bed. The bed is sacred to the royal Naigeria clan of the Tutsi and the Chwezi. Not all dynasties has pharaohs brandishing a crook as a symbol of power. This suggests that the Naigeria rule of ancient Kemet was seen between 18th to 20th dynasties. Again, not all the gods held the crook, but Ausalige did, suggesting that the Nigerian bloodline may stem directly from Ausalige, locally known as Gisa. Not only is Ausalige seen holding a crook, but his crown is two winged strass, and opposite end signifying Emine or Amen, the Tutsi date and the supreme date during Ramesside dynasty. The great-great bed of the Hima, the Tutsi, the Naigeria, and the related Great Lakes clans. It's very, very obvious and very, very clear and straightforward. We are one people. This is our home. This is where we dwell, and let us not allow anyone to come and divide us.
I hope you have heard that we are one people. Nobody should come and try to divide us.
Well, that's what they did. That's what they did when you were reading that 2 weeks ago. The Hamelitites, the Nileitites, the Hedephatites, the Ditatites. Who the fuck is that? Those are all white people lies. To divide and conquer. That's how they've done us. They divided us and they conquered us. You know, and then you agreed with all their names. No, we don't agree with none of their names. They don't get to name us as no people. They don't name us. They know who the hell we are. We wasn't no Niletics. We wasn't no the river. What did you say? The Highlander Niletics and all that old shit. That's nonsense. You're one people. You were one people who went throughout Africa and the world. You traveled and you didn't just stay in Africa. You went throughout the world and you taught the world, as Joby says it, you taught the world humanity, loving, kindness. But the rest of the world's not loving and kind. The rest of the world is not African. They're not loving and kind. And they don't want to practice loving and kind. Say it again, Katie.
They took advantage of our hospitality and our kindness.
Yeah, you understand. Yes, Katie, yes. It's like me coming in your house, Katie. You let me in. You said, Keith, welcome. Come in my house. I said, oh, thank you, Katie. Then I see you got a lot of stuff in your house, Katie. I said, oh, I'm going to steal all this shit. So I'm going to hit you in the head. I'm going to hit you in the head, Katie. After you invited me, I'm going to knock you in your head. I'm going to tie you up. And I'm going to make you a servant in your own house. I'm going to have you serving me stuff. Katie, where's my damn tea at, Katie? Keith, this is my house. It ain't yours. I don't care. I don't care, it's your house, Katie. It's mine now. Get my damn tea.
Let's continue with the video as we're getting closer to winding up our show for today.
Rwanda and Burundi should never exist by any means.
Exactly. Like I told Spikes, Rwanda, Burundi. Spikes always goes back to Burundi. And the Burundi, it was no Burundi, Spikes. And they should not exist. Spikes always goes back to Burundi. In Burundi, there was no diseases. There was no Burundi, Spikes.
There was no Burundi. I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue.
Africa, with all these borders, must never exist by any means.
Exactly. None of these borders should exist. They gotta go.
Not countries, but states. Ethnic conflicts, Tutsis and Hutu conflict in Rwanda. Once Hutus and Tutsis lived in harmony in Central Africa about 600 years ago, Tutsi warrior clans moved south from Ethiopia and invaded the homeland of the Hutus. Though much smaller in number, they conquered the Hutus, who agreed to raise crops for them in return for protection. The two groups lived as one, speaking the same language, intermarrying and obeying a nearly godlike Tutsi king. Remember Pharaoh. Remember the rule. Then they were conditioned to hate and kill each other by the colonizer.
Exactly. And that's all over Africa. Hate and kill each other by the European who wanted to dominate and control African people. Now you're this people, you're that people, you're going to be this people, you're going to be the Neolithics, you're going to be that people. And guess what? These people are better than you, those people are better than you. But you'll worship me, the white man, and you'll hate other African people, and you'll think they're different. Oh, that African is different than me. No, you're the same people, moron.
But I don't know if Africans will soon come to learn this and do away with the Mzungu's mentality.
It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, Katie. It's completely destroyed us as people.
This might take even forever.
I hope not. I hope not. Because
I also hope not.
You're depressing me, Katie. I hope not. Because
don't get depressed. Please have us awakening.
Because the African has got to know who he is again. The African's got to know who he is again, Katie. He's got to know his history. He's got to know his place in the world. They got to know who he is again. I hope it don't take forever, Kate. If it don't, we're doomed. It can't take forever to know us again.
I hope not too, but this might take forever. You know, sometimes Africans are very hard to understand things.
I think you're right. You're right. I agree with that. That, Kate. So the African now doesn't even accept his own history. If you teach him that, no, that's not true. The white man didn't teach me that. The white man did not teach me that. Yeah. I think the white man's not your friend, you dummy. The white man came to Africa to rob, steal, and pillage. He didn't come to. That's why he took your history away. When he took your great grandmother and put her in a white school and taught her lies. And then she taught him to her child, then taught to her, then taught to you. He wasn't there to help us.
Some Africans will even hear you talking wrongly about or bad about the Mzungu, and they'll be there defending the Mzungu.
Yeah, they'll defend them, but I say, look, this is history. Either you believe in the truth or you don't, and I can't reach you. I'm not going to argue the truth with you. These are facts. I'm not arguing my opinion. If I take you to the truth and show you, and you still don't believe it, there's something wrong with you, not me, Katie. There's something wrong with you, not me.
It's true. So let's try and finish up the video that we can wind up.
Yeah, let's wind up.
We face today among its Bantu people, the darker aspect of Rwanda's history. Since the colonizer and slaver was aware that Bantus from Kamit migrated back into their homeland in Central Africa, they used the scramble for Africa to divide, rule, and continue ruling. They created tiny paradox and taught divisions amongst Bantus that leads to tribalism, genocide, and extinction. Rwanda and Burundi became nations only to purposefully divide and destroy Bantu oneness. Unity is power. You must remember that. From the late historian, photographer, and teacher Ronoko Rashid, we get this cartoon and teaching. Your brother is not your enemy, and your enemy is not your brother. Know the difference. Subscribe to our channel, Community Brew Ethics.
Exactly. Exactly right. Know that your brother is not your enemy, and your enemy is not your brother. The white man is not your brother, African. He's always been your enemy. Always. But you'll tell me the black man is your enemy. The African is not your enemy. But you've been taught to think the other African is your enemy and the white man's your brother. White man shares no brotherly love with you. And guess what? He doesn't practice brotherly love with us.
So we've learned that your brother is not your enemy, but your enemy is not your brother. I hope you've heard that and you've taken it in your bucket of knowledge, so that you'll keep remembering that every day. And for now, we're a few minutes to winding up, and it's not even few minutes. We will just wind up at this place.
Much love about the Fulani. I think the Fulani were part of the Moorish Empire.
We lost Kid. It's okay. Yeah, we shall end our show for today at this point. And thank you to all those who tuned in. Samuel, Leon, we have Joy, that's my best friend. We have Becky, that's my friend. Thank you, all of you, and thank you for the support, and welcome. We'll meet on Friday. And for now, I'll be saying Kwaheri. I'll be leaving you with this jam. Samuel, I can see you're telling me later. Let me leave you with this jam called Cheza Kiwewe.
Let me say one thing.
Okay, tell us.
People argue whether the Moors should have taught the Europeans. But the Moors said if we did teach the Europeans how to read and write, how to be civilized, they said we go through a cosmic sleep as African people. We're connected to the universe. So we go through a cosmic sleep. So if we don't teach the European, he'll wipe us out before we wake up. He'll kill us all before we wake up.
We all need to wake up because before these people kill us all. And with that, Kid, I don't have much to say, but want to end the show now. This is Benzema featuring Savara, and the song is called Bypass. Much love, family, and thanks to those who tuned in to our show. Kwaheri till see you on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Kuna dalili za kuambia, kuna chumoja tunafaa kupitia, kuna mademu mashashola na mabia, na pia mademu sare na vijana ni mia, na kama utafika bei nitakuhadisia, but ni true hakuna za bandia. Nimecheki Google Maps, Hauski kuna jam hadi Nax. Nimecheki Google Maps, Hauski kuna jam hadi Nax. Basi bypass, dogo mdogo, bypass, leo tutanyonga, bypass, tutuka kwa bypass hapana. Hizi salamu ya safari, tukitijanya nimeweka shata, speed ya gari ubeba jaba, mdogo ndani ya jipu, leo tunanyonya kataka matika, niko kwa mtibalika, lift, sikupe maarif. Kama ina kutesa, njoni kupe